Tim, you may have similar thoughts on this. You may have totally different thoughts. I'm curious to hear kind of what your experience is with it and things that you might be sharing with patients that they might not know about when it comes to this topic.
Yeah, this is one that I get asked about here and there. That I would describe my answer as very Switzerland-esque, very middle of the road. Um, if people want to smoke and get high and all that stuff, just because it takes stress off, all that stuff, to each his own. Now, undeniably, oxidative stress, immune system dampening, things like that from smoking itself. Smoking anything is not going to be awesome for your health. It's just putting toxins into your system, and not necessarily just. I'm not even talking about the endocannabinoids that are in the cannabis itself. I'm talking the smoke and ash and all of the stuff that you're inhaling. So the bioactive chemicals that are in cannabis aren't necessarily harmful. The endocannabinoid system in your body is, a lot of people regard it as almost like a means of communication beyond the nervous system, beyond hormones. So it's like the third systemic communication system, where we have our nervous system, where we have our synapses, neurotransmitters, all that stuff. And then we have hormones through the endocrine system, but then we have the endocannabinoid system, which allows for communication. So our body produces them on its own. It's just supplementing those through extra means. So long story short, I would discourage smoking. If you're going to utilize for whatever reason, I would encourage other means of doing so. Maybe get some gummy bears or things of that nature. Definitely not going to be horrible at that point. But there's also the side of some people get really anxious and can almost get panic attack type stuff. And I've actually seen people that they used to do it all the time, and then at one point they got some stuff that they thought was bad, or wherever they got it just wasn't, their body didn't do well with it, and they got panic attacks, or a panic attack that time, and then every time since then, panic attacks. And so maybe that has something to do with how it messes with the immune system, or maybe there is some sort of endocannabinoid toxicity that leads to some sort of sympathetic dominance, vagus nerve irritation, things like that. I don't really have any experience testing with that, just because it's not something that comes up all that often. I've always been curious to get into it more.